Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Myrtle Beach Kia. And I'm checking out an all-new vehicle from Kia this year, 2017 Kia Niro. Now this one is in the touring trim level, so it has lots and lots of cool stuff to show off. So let's go ahead and check it out. This Niro is sitting on 225/45 R18 Michelin tires, wrapped around 18-inch alloy wheels with a two-tone spoke pattern there. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes in the front and solid disc brakes in the back. The name of this color is Deep Cerulean, which is an interesting color name, and Kia tends to have a cool name for each one of their colors. So let's take a look here on the front. Really like the color, by the way. I don't know if the camera's picking it up and doing it justice, but check it out. So here in the front, it has a combination of gloss black and kind of a smoked chrome color right here. It's looking pretty cool. And has the metallic accent there at the bottom with the combination of flat black and gloss black. It also has some functional wheel well ventilation here, so we can get some air flowing through in this direction. Now the headlights have an LED accent around them, and they're in a projector tube for your high and your low beams, and it's powered by an HID bulb system. So for your low and your high beams, it's a projector HID system. Has a reflector halogen fog light at the bottom. You can see it has the parking sensors across the front. It also has a radar system here in the front for the smart cruise control or adaptive cruise control. It also has lane departure warning and all kinds of safety features. There's a little camera system up there to help out with that. Kind of reads the road as you're driving. This is what the key looks like. Now it's a proximity key system. It's designed to where you can just keep it in your pocket and you can use the vehicle without taking it out. It does have a physical key on the inside, but generally you won't need it. It has a lock and unlock button on the key fob if you need it, and ability to pop the trunk, and a panic button. But just having this with you, I'm just going to put it in my pocket. The vehicle's locked now, so let's approach the vehicle. And when it senses the key close by, you can see it unfolds the side mirrors just as a little welcoming gesture. Now to unlock the doors, all you have to do is push this button and it'll unlock it. To lock it, you just push it again. As long as the key is with a close proximity of the car, it will allow you access to the vehicle. All right, so here's the inside of the passenger door, and check it out. Nice soft to the touch surfaces up here in a kind of a synthetic, or simulate I should say, leather texturing, gloss black. Love the contrast stitching, and it looks like the same color as the exterior of the vehicle. That's pretty nice. It's in a French design too. Very soft armrests. This one has the premium audio with the Harman Kardon system. Bottle holder and plenty of storage space there in the door. There's your threshold with the sill plate that says Niro on it. It's looking pretty nice. Manually adjusted seats here for the passenger. You also have the ability to raise and lower the seats using this handle. That's pretty nice. Check out the contrast stitching on the tan seats here. Just kind of gives a nice little touch. Now these seats are, you can see the little perforations there, and they are heated and ventilated seats. Very comfortable too. All right, so here's the floorboard, and you can see the floor mat hooks in place, so it kind of stays put, doesn't scrunch up on you. That's kind of annoying sometimes. You have a smooth dash here and here. And check out the little accent around the vents. That's a nice touch. Kind of blends in. It kind of makes the contrast stitching everywhere else kind of pop a little bit more. Look in the glove compartment. And it's a smooth plastic in there. It goes in there pretty good. The rear windows have the privacy glass. So you can see it keeps people from looking in, but also keep the sun from shining in on you too much. All right, let's take a look in here. And also when you look out, it doesn't reduce your visibility much. It also enhances it because it reduces glare. Okay, so here's the inside of the back door. And it has the no soft to the touch. It matches the front, but this is not a soft to the touch surface in the back. It is soft to the touch down here, very soft. And they maintain that contrast stitching back here and the gloss black place around the door handle. And then a cup holder or a bottle holder right there on the door. Look at that little tiny sill plate. It says Niro in it. That's cool. Contrast stitching in the rear seats. And it's pretty much a bench seat, but it does have a little bit of bolstering, just slight bolstering there to kind of simulate bucket seats. It does have the latch system for car seats or ISOFIX. Even the rear floor mats hook in place. It does have a slight hump here in the center, but it is flat on top. And when I say slight, it's pretty slight. It's not a big deal there. You have some cup holders with armrests, which you can fold out of the way. You can put the center passenger there in that little high-rise spot. You also have an AC adapter, 115 volt, 150 watt max, so you won't be able to use your hair dryer on that, which no vehicle has one of those. You also have these net pockets in the back of the front seats, and this is a smooth plastic back here, durable plastic. Taking a look at the back of the vehicle, you see it has a little shark fin antenna on top. And the spoiler, real spoiler there, with the third brake light mounted in it. And right here, a little windshield wiper, isn't that cool? But it has integrated in that is your backup camera right in the very center. Isn't that nice? And it's in a pretty high position too, so you can get a good visibility behind you. You see it has the Touring badging, Eco Hybrid badging. And it has the parking sensors across the back, just like the front. Pretty neat little styling there on the back. Those little bumps there. And there's the single exhaust there on the right side. The tail lights are mostly LED with the turn signal as a standard bulb. Now you can see them flickering. The LEDs will flicker on camera just because of the refresh rate on the camera, kind of contrasting with the refresh rate on the LEDs. Also, you can tell this is a standard bulb, one by looking at it, but also the way it fades in and out while it warms the filament and cools the filament each time it flashes. The LED turn signals will just be on and off without that fading effect. Okay, let's look at the cargo area. Now, before I do that, I just want to point out the way this cargo area, you see how this is kind of bulged out and then down. This really helps out with additional items. So I'll show you when we open it up. So the handle is right under here. Of course, you can use the key to open it up, but there is a little button. You just reach under there and you feel this little patch of rubber, soft surface. That's what it looks like here. And you just push that and it'll open up for you. right, so this one has a shade, and let's go ahead and move that out of the way. Like so. And you can remove that shade completely out of the vehicle if you want. It's just completely optional. It's really easy to move out. Okay, so a little storage spot there. In this red box is a cargo net. That's what that is. You see a little cargo space right there on the far right. And then there is a subwoofer speaker mounted back here, so you can get your morning going with some tunes. You have some cargo tie downs on all four corners. And on the back of the seats are your latch system anchors for your car seats. All right, this is a cargo mat, and lift this up. Actually, let me go ahead and get it out of the way because there's something cool under here. We can flip this back, and this is like a soft surface. Flip it up again, and this is actually removable too, but you don't have to remove it. You see there's some storage compartment under here. So you have a combination of this these plastic bins, but also this styrofoam piece right here, in which you can put some stuff in. And this is actually removable, so you can take it out and organize your stuff or whatever. And it's very light too. And underneath that is even more places to put some stuff. Now this one does not have a spare tire. It does have a tire inflator kit. Little screwdriver, and there's your tow hook that screws into your bumper under those little round circles. Another thing is, if you need to increase your cargo space, you notice that the seats are separated in that 60-40 split fashion. So you can fold down this seat or the other, or both, depending on what you need, and you can have a huge cargo space or a combination of cargo and passenger space. So I mentioned before with the hatch here, the way it kind of bends out. So that way, if you were to put stuff in here and kind of pile it up, or a large item that kind of bulges out a little bit from this area, it still has an opportunity to fit because of that contoured hatch. I think that's a really good idea, and it adds to the styling too. So let's take a look at it as it's closed once more. Has a lockable fuel door, and it's on the driver's side, which is convenient and some argue a safety plus. So it has the cap with a little tether system and a place to hang it right here. It even tells you holder right here. And it's funny, people say, why do you point that out? It's just funny because there's a lot of people that don't know. They just take the cap off and just let it hang down. They don't even realize that, you know, this is a little bit more prominent, but sometimes it's not so prominent. They don't realize that you actually can hang the cap up. So that's why I pointed out. Okay, let's go ahead and start it up. I just have to have the key inside the vehicle. It can be in my pocket, a bag, or whatever. Put my foot on the brake and push this button. And when I do that, since it's a hybrid, it has a little intro music, which is pretty neat. Since this is a hybrid, it may not hear the engine turn on, so it's going to use the electric power. But basically, it's ready to drive even if you don't hear the engine. So you can see everything's on. The climate control is all on. The gauge cluster is illuminated, so it's ready to drive. I can go ahead and put it in reverse or drive and just go right. No engine running, but you can go. And then the engine will cycle on and off when needed. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Now you can see the floor mat hooks in place, keeping it straight, and it hooks in place in two places. So that way it keeps it in place, but also from turning on you and all that. There's your accelerator and brake pedal down here, and this is a foot actuated parking brake and a very large footrest there on the left side, place to put your foot while you're driving. That's always nice. Okay, let's take a look under the hood. Okay, lifting the hood is pretty easy. It has a latch a little bit to the right of center. You just reach in, move it to the left, and you can lift it up. Pretty easy, not much effort. It does require a prop. There's the prop right there, and you just hook it right in this place. So looking under the hood, we have a plastic cover and a firewall that's insulated. The shock towers or the strut towers here in the front are kind of formed into the unibody structure to kind of give it some very good stability here in the front. Now you see these orange cables and different things. This is a hybrid vehicle, so it has not only an engine, a gasoline direct injection engine, 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. You see the cylinders actually go this way. It's kind of covered up with the plastic there, but I think you get the idea. You have the 4-cylinder engine, then it has a 43 horsepower electric engine that kind of supports it. So it can accelerate and take, off the line. It can use the electric engine and get you going, and then the gas engine can take over, and it kind of knows there's a certain procedure in which it does it to give you the best economy, fuel economy, efficiency, everything. It also has a kind of a small grill up here, and just overall it's a very aerodynamic vehicle. And I'm going to leave the coefficient of drag and different specifications in the description, so you can check on all that stuff if you want. Also, the technology as far as recirculating the exhaust heat back into the engine and trying to maintain a certain efficiency, I'll provide links to that, explaining for all you people that want to get into the very technical stuff. I'll leave those links in the description. Now all this is paired to a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission as well. Okay, taking a look on the inside of the driver's door, it's a little bit just like the other side really, but except for it has some more buttons. Power windows, automatic, one touch up and down windows here in the front. Just give you an idea how fast they go and smooth. Door lock controls, you can also lock out the other windows in case you don't want kids rolling the windows up and down. Side mirrors are adjusted here, so you just pick a side and then you adjust it with this little pad, and then you have the ability to fold them in. So you can fold them in if you want. When you lock the vehicle, they'll fold in kind of automatically if you have that setting chosen. It also has the blind spot monitor system here. So looking on the side mirror, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little indicator there, and that will illuminate when there's a vehicle in your blind spot. Now there's a sensor right back in here in this rear area, somewhere in there, that will sense vehicles in your blind spot, and it'll sense them anywhere from the side mirror all the way back to 1 car length behind the vehicle. It also serves as a rear cross path detection system. So as you're backing out of a parking spot and you can't really see around other vehicles sometimes, so like these vehicles here, you're back out of those perpendicular parking spot, you can't see, but all of a sudden, if a car comes, the system will detect it for you and give you the little indicator on the side mirror there. You also have 2 memory seat positions for your driver's seat. Let's take a look at that. So you can see the power adjustable seat with power adjustable lumbar support. To the left of the steering column, there's some buttons over here, but starting here at the bottom is just a little fuse panel. There's your ability to open up your locking fuel door. This is an interesting button. This vehicle has the ability to disconnect the 12-volt battery, the battery that starts your car. So for whatever reason, the battery is being discharged and it reaches below a certain voltage, the vehicle will automatically just disconnect it. That way it saves the energy in the battery so you can start the vehicle. Now if this happens, there's a little procedure you have to follow by pushing this button, the brake pedal, and some other buttons. I'll put the whole procedure in the description, a link to the video showing you how to do it. So basically it just conserves your 12-volt battery just in case something is draining it, which is pretty interesting. Here's your dimmer switch for your interior gauges. Your blind spot monitor, you can turn that off if you want to. There's your lane departure warning system and your traction control off button. This is default on, but if you need to spin tires for whatever reason, you just go ahead and push that off. So it has a tilt and a telescoping steering column that's locked in place with this little lever. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here on the inside from the driver's seat. Now, the leg and knee room is fantastic. A lot better than what I thought it would be in a vehicle this size. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, and just in general, it's just very pleasant sitting in here. So let's go ahead and start here on the steering wheel. It's a leather wrap steering wheel with the same stitching on the inside as you found in the rest of the vehicle. That same color. And it's a smooth, texture-free, but not slippery leather steering wheel, and it's soft to the touch too. It's not like it's super hard, and it has decent thickness, so it's not digging into your hands and all that stuff while you're driving. Okay, so here on the left side, you have your volume for your radio. Change through your presets on your radio. You can also change your mode, say AM, FM, satellite radio, that kind of stuff, for different audio inputs. Could be your media or whatever. You also have the voice recognition button here, and your phone button, so you can answer, send and receive calls here, and then hang up on them when you're done. Okay, on the right side is your cruise control. You can turn it on, cancel it, resume, and all that good stuff. But this button's separate from the cruise control. But this has the adaptive cruise control. So basically, when you're driving on the highway, if you're not familiar with it, it monitors the space in front of you. And if there's a vehicle there that's going slower than what you have your cruise control set, it's going to slow you down and match their speed and keep a certain distance. And that way, you don't have to constantly change your speed to traffic flow or whatever. You can just let it do its thing, and it'll do that for you. And when the vehicle gets out of your way, it'll go back up to your preset speed. Now, the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you can be cycled through different lengths. So you can get closer or further away, and of course that has to be customized depending on the situation. I prefer a long distance, a long stopping distance or whatever. But sometimes you can't do that because if it's real tight traffic or whatever, somebody's going to jerk the wheel and get in between you and the vehicle in front of you, and then you even have less. So you can kind of customize that. So this button corresponds with a little screen between the gauges, which we'll get to in a second. Windshield wiper controls are on the right, and your turn signal is on the left, but also has your headlight controls. So it has a daytime running light. When you put on automatic, well, you can turn that off if you want. Then you have your parking lights and your headlights there. Fog lights are controlled here. Now you can move it here in the back or the front or the back. See, back in here a little extends out in the back as well. That's pretty nice. Okay, so here's your gauges, and check it out. Very simple, easy to read. It's just a really simple design. So on the right side you have the just a traditional speedometer. But look at it, it's like it has a soft box illumination backlighting, which is really nice, with the flat black background and the white just kind of popping through there softly where it's not too harsh. Looks really good. It's really easy to transition your eyes from the road and then refocus them down here, and then you go back to the road. So this is really really pleasant to look at. So on the left side, you have a distance to empty calculation right there with your fuel gauge. And then you have your eco bars and all that good stuff. For your hybrid, is specific to your hybrid. So it's showing right now, it has the electronic vehicle. It's using the electric power to power the vehicle if you were to drive right now. Okay, so let's use this button to kind of cycle through some more information. So this here in the center of the screen, it shows a digital speedometer right now, but you see it has little dots on the side showing that it can you can go into different menu systems. Okay, so it's showing the outside temperature and your odometer and all that stuff. Okay, so scrolling down, your driving style, which is, it kind of rates you on your how aggressive you are, when economical, normal, and aggressive. Your car is going to judge and tell you what's going on. Okay, so right in here, energy flow. So the engine just started up, and it's showing you that the engine is powering the vehicle. It also is charging the battery. So let's put it in drive, and yeah, put it in drive, and then the engine turns off. All right, so let's go ahead and put it back in park, and I'm just going to push the gas. And as I push the gas and just kind of, for whatever reason, it just goes and starts the engine for me. And then when I let go, it just turns it off. So that's pretty interesting. So that just kind of lets you know the batteries there in the back and their charge level, as well as where what's powering the vehicle, whether it be electricity or the engine or whatever. It also has regenerative braking. So as you slow down, as you use the brakes, it's going to help charge the battery using that leftover energy slowing down. So it's pretty cool. Scrolling down again. your average fuel economy and your distance to empty and your average fuel economy. This is not accurate because the vehicle is not driven normally. I mean, it's accurate based on sitting here doing nothing. If you're out on the highway and you're actually driving the vehicle normally, then these numbers will be more normal. So that kind of trips people up. And I will do a video soon about this because it's a little confusing. People watch my videos and they see a car that has like a couple miles on it and it has a fuel economy that's really low, and they're like, they think that's what the vehicle has. Like, no, that's what it's getting just sitting in the parking lot doing nothing. It's based on your actual behavior of the vehicle. It's not just, it's a very specific to whoever's driving it and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll go into more detail in the future video. Okay, scrolling down again, you have your trip, and that gives you your trip, the miles traveled, but also your average fuel economy, or your average miles per hour, and your timer. Okay, so it'll give you an idea of how the vehicle's been driven so far. And then there's a second trip, so you can keep track of 2 at one time. And then it scrolls back to your digital speedometer, which is probably my default screen there. All right, so the center stack, checking it out. Now at the very top there's actually a speaker right in here, kind of hidden as part of the kind of like a mid speaker. All right, so you have the touch screen here, and this is your home screen, and it has these separated little windows here. So you have your climate control here, what your radio is doing, and then some options here at the bottom. And this is customizable. You can put whatever you want. Now this vehicle has navigation, but the little navigation card is not installed yet, so the dealership has to do that. And then that will give you the option of having the map up here if you want to as well. Then you have some physical buttons down here, so we can choose to go to the radio by pushing that. So you have your presets on the left side. It shows your station, the different information there, and you have AM, FM. Let's go to FM, and it kind of gives you a little dial there. It's pretty neat. Same thing with AM. Let's go back to satellite radio. You also have a little back button that you can go back out of certain, screens, or you can go directly to your home button, your home screen, by pushing that button. Okay, so your media. So there's different ways of playing music through the sound system. Right now, there's no media plugged in, but it does have an auxiliary input, USB. You can play wireless through a USB drive, a Bluetooth system. So lots and lots of ways of playing music through the sound system. And of course the map will not show up. Let's push it to show you what it looks like. Navigation is currently unavailable. Please check the SD card. It's not installed yet. The SD card goes in here. And then your phone. Once you pair your Bluetooth phone...
Turn Bluetooth on from your device in order to search. On your device, select the name that matches vehicle name.
So it's going to walk you through pairing your phone right now. But once you pair your phone, you have your access to your recent calls, your phone book, and all the different ways of sending and receiving calls through the Bluetooth system. You also have roadside assistance, vehicle diagnostics, different information as far as your vehicle itself. So let's go to vehicle diagnostics. Let's not activate anything yet, but just kind of give you an idea in this screen right here. And then you go into your setup. This is where you find different options. You can adjust your sound, your clock. You can set up a Wi-Fi hotspot if you want, also Bluetooth phone, and you can pair several phones, and it just has a priority system. So you can just prioritize one phone over the other. So if 2 phones get in at the same time, then one will override the other, basically. So it's only going to use one phone, but you can pair multiple. All right. Okay, so let's give you a general idea of that. And then your traditional volume tuned through the station knobs are there. All right, down to your climate controls. Here's a dual zone, driver and passenger, which you can sync, which they're synced now, but you can unsync them. It'll actually give you information up here as you turn the knobs. So you can see your temperature, where your air is blowing, the fan speed, all that. And actually, let's go to the home button. Let's go to the climate control, so you can just get an idea. It just makes everything bigger and easier to read right here. You can also have the fan just go on the driver only, which is a pretty neat feature. Front and rear defrosters, recirculate the air where you want the air to blow, your fan speed, All that stuff you turn off and on. And there's a storage area. It has like this rubber surface down here, so whatever you put in there, it's not going to slide around as much. And this is also your wireless charging pad. So, and it's not going to hurt anything if you put stuff there. As long as you don't put stuff there and then put the charger, the phone on top of that stuff, then it's not going to charge the phone. So it's not like you're going to shock you or anything like that. Alright, so your parking sensors you can turn on and off depending on your needs. Sometimes if you're getting close to something and you know you're close to it, you don't want to hear the beeping, you can turn it off temporarily if you want. Alright, so the shifter has the same contrast stitching, which is nice. And let's go ahead and put it in reverse. Now, two things are going to happen when we put it in reverse. One is the backup camera is going to pop up. The second is your parking sensors are going to pop up. So your parking sensors, so now my rear traffic alert is letting me know that the vehicle just drove behind me. I don't know if you saw that. So the parking sensors, the rear traffic alert will be activated, and your backup camera, all that. All right, so you also have active guidelines. So as I turn the steering wheel, it's going to move those lines to give me an estimated trajectory of the vehicle as I back up. And just look at the view there. It says it has a high position right there in the center. It's a really good view. You saw that car. Hopefully you saw it. Maybe you did. I don't know. Drive by, and it was way off to the side. So the sensors picked it up, and the camera picked it up as well. Okay, so let's go to neutral drive. Now the side mirrors will also, there's a setting to where you can make them lower when you put it in reverse, and they're on now. Okay, so we're in drive. That's your normal drive position. It's a dual clutch 6-speed transmission that's going to cycle through automatically. If you want to manually change through the gears, you just move it to the left, and it's kind of like a ratchet shifter. You can go forward and back, up and down as far as your gear ratios, and get all sporty if you want, or just lower your gear ratio if you're going down a hill, something like that. All right, so right here is your cup holders, and have these little spacers that move in and out to accommodate different size cups. And it has a rubber surface that's removable on the bottom, so you can take it out, clean it, put it back in. Okay, so here's your buttons for your heated steering wheel, which is nice, and the heated and ventilated seats here for the front. Little storage pocket there, which I found convenient to put the key into when I got in the vehicle, but you can put whatever you want in it. Okay, so the armrest. Taking a look at the armrest. It's pretty soft, not not as soft as the armrests on the doors, but it is soft. It has the contrast stitching and a French design. Nice. But it's quite small, so sharing it with your passenger is probably going to be out of the question. You're going to have to just, just hog it all up. All right, so let's lift this little armrest up and look in here. And it goes in there quite a ways. You can put, you can stand up a bottle of water or whatever in there, I think. Especially the lid, it's kind of concave there to accommodate tall things. And it also has a USB charger here. So this is not for your radio input, it's just for charging a device. Now if you have something plugged into this USB port and you want the device outside and the wire to run through, you can actually do that. It's not super obvious, but right in here around the this latch, there's an open space right in here. So as you close it, I don't know if I can get the camera in there, but right in this little area here, you can run the wires in and out of the compartment. So that's you don't want to pinch the wires. Some of these wires are very expensive, so you don't want to pinch them. You just want to make sure they're in that general area, and close the lid there, and that way they can run in and out. Rear view mirror has the little day and night mode manually adjusted here. Place to put your shades, and pretty good size. It does have like a really soft felt lining as well, all the way up in here and all around. And you have some tap lights. And you can turn on all of your interior lights by pushing that button, or you can make them turn on when the door's open by pushing that button. This is for your sunroof, which we'll get to in just a second. the visor is like a vinyl material, and it has a little clip here, obviously, and you have a pretty good sized mirror. Little light up here that you can turn on and off. Now this side, this will also slide out, so in case you need to get that right position, especially on the side, the door glass there, sometimes the sun is trying to get you. Okay, so let's look at the this is the button for the sunroof, so let's look at that. Okay, so the sunroof has a shade that actually can block 100% of the light, so if you don't want any light coming in, you can accomplish that. Open this up, and let's go ahead and vent it like so, get a little bit of air flowing through here. Close it up, and let's open it up. Push it again, goes back a little bit further. And there you go, and then of course you can close it up if you want. The dome light, you can turn that on separately by pushing this button. All right, let's look at the visibility in the back. So kind of a small rear glass back there, but it is wide and the headrests don't really get in the way much, so not a big deal. You also have the little tiny windows right behind the back seats to kind of give you a little bit of a visibility that direction, especially here on your right side. So you can look over your right shoulder and you can see out of that one quite well. Of course, you have all the sensors and everything there to help you out with that as well. So there you have it, 2017 Kia Niro, brand new vehicle on the market. I'm really excited about it, and these are selling quite fast, and I see why. They're really nice and comfortable, roomy, very efficient, and just a really classy, not like too tacky or anything like that. It's just a really classy vehicle, and I think they're gonna sell like hotcakes, really. So anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you to Kia, Myrtle Beach Kia here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for allowing me to show off this awesome vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time. Take a look at the window sticker so you can use the pause button and get some information off of it if you choose. I'm going to put some information and links in the description, but this is just to kind of give you a general idea of the fuel economy and the options and all that stuff. So the additional installed equipment, the advanced technology package gives you the HID headlights, autonomous emergency braking. That's, keeping an eye on front of the vehicle, and it will slow the vehicle down if it senses that you're coming up on another car or an object or something too fast. It may not avoid the accident completely, but it will mitigate the impact, from what I understand. I'm not going to try it and find out. Forward collision warning system, so it's going to warn you so that way you can brake before it applies that emergency braking. Then it has the lane departure warning system, so you can turn that feature on and off, but if you're swerving off your lane, it's going to kind of beep at you and let you know what you're try to get your attention. And then the smart cruise control is what I call the adaptive cruise control, because it adapts to your surroundings by monitoring vehicles in front of you, and you can adjust your distance. And the 115 volt inverter and the wireless phone charger. A lot of phones have the wireless charger feature, so this one takes advantage of that.